Starbucks. Now, I don't care how skinny and how soy the drink that I select is. Bottom line is, the drinks that I like to get from Starbucks are probably running around, even the non-fat ones, about 270 calories. This morning I had a venti cinnamon dolce latte. Skinny, I don't know if I said that, no whip, and that's still 270 calories. So in the scheme of things, you know, I come home, I'm dropping my kids off, and there's the Starbucks right in the middle of the last school that I have to drop off and home. And it just seems like it's just like this magnetic force pulling me to drive my car through that drive-thru. Done so well with Starbucks. You know what you like, and you know what is not so good for you. And so after surgery, I knew that I couldn't go down that Starbucks path. And lo and behold, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I'm doing it. So, you know, I get home, I drink my venti drink. It used to be that would fill me up and I would stay full until lunch. Well, I need a fill right now. I'm still working on 2.5 cc's in my 10 cc band, so I only had 2 fills so far. My last fill was in February, and then I went through a sort of health crisis, I want to call it, where my band was super duper tight because of stress. And so I'm finally getting over the hump of just now feeling like I can eat some thicker sort of proteins, some heavier types of foods, and I'm not just doing a whole bunch of soups and stews and stuff like that. So I'm just really getting into the groove of this 2.5 cc's. And I know I need a fill, but I'm going on vacation in about 2.5 weeks, and I don't want to be out of the country with a super duper tight band that I can't eat anything. I'm PBing all over the place, and I'm miserable for 8 days. So I refuse to go and get a fill right now. My plan is, once I get back into the country, I plan on, actually I should go ahead and make my appointment today so that I can just go ahead and be on the schedule and go in and get a fill. I think it's time. But what I'm saying is, it used to be that I would drink a drink like that in the morning from Starbucks or something, and I would be full until lunchtime, because, you know, it's impossible for me to believe that I am able to drink 270 calories and then turn around and eat 150, 200 calories after that. So, but now I'm not staying full. So I know I need a fill. The other thing is, I today found myself eating out of boredom. I was a little bored. Today's a little slow. There are some things that I probably should be doing, but I'm maybe procrastinating on just a little bit. And so I found myself bored, and I found myself, I went at some point and I got a, one second. I went at some point and I got a Laughing Cow wedge. I ate that. And then I went back in, I think I got a string cheese, and I ate that. Now, mind you, this is after my, I had some menudo. I took, you know, I'm sitting there eating hominy, and that's not, you know, a good source of protein. So I munched through that, and of course, it didn't keep me full. And so then I'm going and I'm trying to eat cheese on top of cheese. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you're grazing, you're snacking, you had your meal, you didn't stop it. So I appreciate the fact that I recognized that I was eating outside of my meals, and that what the trigger was. The trigger was boredom. And I also know I need a fill, so I need to be mindful and remember that when I'm eating my meals, I need to plan them in such a way that I'm getting a heavy protein. I'm staying away from, you know, these carb type things that are almost trying to start creeping in my meals. And be very, very careful during this period, because I know that I'm almost to the point where I can eat a little bit more. Which leads me to another point. You know, what I said to my friend was, when you're eating, you're not eating to get full. And that's something that I had to really learn. And I think that is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give to newbies and people who've been banded and who have gotten to the point where they feel like they're frustrated because they don't have restriction level and because they're not full. I don't know. You know, there were times during my journey that I can honestly say that I was full. The majority of the time, I ate, and I ate what I was supposed to eat, and then I said, that's enough. You know, you can get to the point where you start feeling like you might not necessarily be satisfied in your mind as far as your hunger is concerned, but you've had enough. And so the one thing that you have to look for is that feeling that your body's going to give you when you have had enough. Not so much the feeling that you've had in the past where you have eaten and probably overeaten and eaten to the point where you got yourself stuffed and you felt full. That's not the feeling we're looking for. We're looking for the feeling where our body is satisfied, your pouch has enough, you're not going the 1 or 2 bites over where you end up getting sick and start PBing and stuff like that. You're just trying to get yourself, you're trying to fill your pouch, and that's it. The rest of it is a mind sort of game. It is remembering that you need to pay attention to your body, remembering that you might not always feel that full feeling, but you're giving your pouch enough food to be able to do what it needs to do, slowly digest, stay full to your next meal, etc. Let's see. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was, I have no idea. Oh, another thing that I wanted to share is more and more I'm finding that, okay guys, I have to admit something. I finally came to the realization a couple weeks ago that my head is huge. Yeah, my head is big. It's big. And I don't think that I'll ever not necessarily have a big head. So what was happening was I was looking at my videos and looking at the progression of the months, and I was like, my head is still big. And so what I have been doing a lot here lately is taking pictures of myself. So I think that I'm almost one of those people who I don't necessarily still see myself as big or think myself as big, but I need validation from pictures that I'm not as big as I was. And so that's the reason why I made the swimsuit comparison, because when I looked at those pictures side by side, I was like, oh my gosh. And I know, you know, my friends that I've listened to over the phone or whatever, when they looked at those pictures, it was sort of like the same thing. So I take a lot of pictures here lately. My 10-year-old and my 12-year-old, they're photographers now. And so I'm either in the back taking pictures, or I'm in their bathroom with the Hello Kitty shower curtain taking pictures. So let me show you something that made me think, oh yeah, you're losing weight. They're